Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes of Wellbeing with Vasilis, here on Mental Wellness TV. Today, we'll be talking about child well-being, raising emotionally healthy kids. In today's fast-paced, ever-evolving world, raising emotionally healthy children is not only a heartfelt desire of every caring parent, it's also one of the most urgent societal needs of our time. With increasing levels of childhood anxiety, depression, stress, and behavioral struggles being reported across the globe, we are reminded that a child's emotional and psychological well-being is just as important as their physical health or academic performance. Recent data from the World Health Organization shows that 1 in 7 adolescents between the ages of 10 and 19 experiences a mental health disorder globally. The impact of childhood trauma, neglect, or chronic stress can have long-term consequences that carry over into adulthood, often shaping relationships, self-esteem, and even physical health. We also know from neuroscience that a child's early environment, emotional, relational, and social, deeply influences brain development, emotional regulation, and resilience. But here's the good news: children are incredibly adaptable, and when supported with love, presence, and psychological safety, they can thrive, even in uncertain times. That's why today, we're focusing on how we can nurture mental wellness in our children, not just by addressing problems when they arise, but by actively creating the conditions for long-term emotional health. To raise emotionally resilient and mentally healthy children, we need to shift our focus from performance to presence, from fixing behavior to understanding emotion, from discipline to connection. As caregivers, educators, or simply adult role models, we have the power to shape the next generation with compassion, curiosity, and awareness. One of the most powerful tools we have is attuned parenting, the ability to tune in to what our child is feeling underneath their behaviors. When a child is acting out, withdrawing, or becoming overly anxious, they're not trying to give us a hard time, they're often having a hard time themselves. Emotional dysregulation is not a sign of bad behavior, but of emotional overwhelm. And our role is not to silence their feelings, but to help them make sense of them. So how do we actually do that in everyday life? First, we need to start by prioritizing emotional literacy at home. This means helping children identify, name, and express their feelings in safe and healthy ways. Instead of asking, "Why are you crying?" we can ask, "What are you feeling right now? Can you show me where you feel it in your body?" This simple shift in language helps children develop a rich emotional vocabulary, and more importantly, it teaches them that their feelings are valid and worthy of attention. Secondly, we must model what we wish to teach. Emotional health is not only taught through words, but through our own behaviors and self-regulation. When we take responsibility for our emotional reactions, when we apologize, when we express vulnerability, we show children that emotions are part of being human, not something to fear or suppress. Creating consistent routines and boundaries is also essential. Children thrive in predictable environments. When they know what to expect, they feel safe. And when rules are clear but compassionate, children learn that boundaries are not punishment, they are a form of protection. Another key component of child well-being is connection over correction. Before addressing what a child has done wrong, we need to reconnect emotionally. That could mean getting down to their eye level, using a calm tone, offering a hug, or simply saying, "I'm here. I see you. Let's talk about what happened together." When children feel emotionally connected, their nervous system relaxes, and they are more open to learning, cooperation, and self-reflection. We also need to create emotionally rich environments, places where children are allowed to ask questions, make mistakes, feel bored, feel excited, and experience the full range of human emotion without shame. That might mean turning off screens, slowing down the pace of life, or creating more moments of quiet presence and genuine listening. It's also crucial that we, as adults, understand the role of unprocessed trauma or stress in a child's life. Not all trauma comes from catastrophic events. Sometimes, the trauma a child carries comes from feeling consistently unheard, unseen, or emotionally alone. Even well-meaning parents can unintentionally dismiss their children's feelings by saying things like, "You're fine," or "Don't be so sensitive." Over time, these small dismissals can build emotional walls and internal confusion. Scientific research supports everything we're exploring today. According to Dr. Dan Siegel, child psychiatrist and author of The Whole Brain Child, when parents support their children's right and left brain integration, by acknowledging both emotional experience and logical structure, children develop stronger emotional regulation and resilience. Similarly, studies in attachment theory show that a secure attachment to at least one emotionally attuned adult significantly improves outcomes in mental health, school performance, and social development. So how can we apply this in everyday life? We can start with small, intentional steps. For example, creating a feelings corner in the home with books, drawing supplies, or emotional charts helps children normalize the language of feelings. Using bedtime as a moment to reflect on the day, asking questions like, "What made you feel happy today?" or "Was there a moment you felt upset or confused?" opens a channel of trust and sharing. We can also build rituals of emotional check-ins as a family. This could be a Sunday dinner tradition, a morning affirmation practice, or even a weekly walk where we ask each other meaningful questions. The goal isn't perfection. It's presence. Let's also remember the power of play. Play is not just fun, it's therapeutic. Through play, children process emotions, explore relationships, and develop problem-solving skills. Free play, creative play, and even playful discipline help build emotional strength and adaptability. Rather than overscheduling kids with activities and pressure, we need to protect their time for imaginative exploration and self-expression. Of course, no parent or caregiver can be emotionally available 100% of the time, and that's okay. What children need is not perfection, but repair. When we yell, disconnect, or make a mistake, the most powerful thing we can do is to return and say, "I'm sorry. I didn't handle that well. Your feelings matter to me." This kind of repair teaches children how to apologize, how to take accountability, and how to trust that love remains even when things get hard. We also encourage parents and guardians to take care of their own mental health. Emotionally healthy kids need emotionally supported adults. When we take time for self-care, for therapy, or simply for rest, we show children that caring for ourselves is not selfish, it's essential. As we near the end of today's discussion, let's pause to recognize how beautiful and meaningful this journey is. Raising emotionally healthy kids is not a checklist, it's a relationship. It's a dance of presence, imperfection, and repair. Every day is an opportunity to show up with more awareness, more empathy, and more heart. Our children don't need us to have all the answers. They need us to be curious with them. To sit with them in hard feelings. To celebrate them for who they are, not just what they achieve. Here ends today's presentation on child well-being, raising emotionally healthy kids. We're truly grateful you joined us. If there are specific questions or topics you'd like us to explore in future episodes, we warmly invite you to send them our way. Your input helps shape this channel, and we're committed to covering the issues that matter most to you and your family. If you'd like to take it a step deeper, feel free to explore our dedicated collections on child development, family well-being, and mindful parenting on our website. We offer practical tools, therapeutic guidance, and supportive resources for your journey. Thank you for being part of the Mental Wellness TV community. Let's keep building a world where emotional health is a priority from the very beginning, one child, one parent, one breath at a time.